To our community at the sanctuary, it's hard to put into words all that God has done over the last year. What started in a living room in January with 11 individuals has blossomed into something far greater and more edifying than we ever could have asked for or imagined. As pastors, we know that the life cycle of a church community is similar to that of a growing child. There is a season to be cared for, a season to crawl, to walk, and eventually to run. There are seasons to plant, to wait, and to harvest. There are seasons of painstaking obedience, patient endurance, and plentiful blessing. It seems like we've experienced a microcosm of all those stages just in the last calendar year. And we're excited to journey with you in the coming years through it all as we grow and develop as a congregation.
This past year, we laid the foundation for the type of church that we want to become. A small group of people began to meet monthly to cast vision for the type of church we long to see take shape in our city. We determined that we wanted to be people centered around practicing the way of Jesus, of doing what Jesus would do if he were us, participating in community and permeating the world. It is our conviction that a community leaning into these three missional areas will help foster an environment where heaven can invade the spaces we inhabit.
And in September, a wave of new faces began to show up as we began public gatherings in the Indianapolis Arts Center. God's provision of this space was miraculous in and of itself. After 24 no's to facilities here in the Broderville area, God provided a giant yes in the IAC. It has been a gift and a joy to gather here on Sundays. Since then, our community has continued to grow as we've seen an average of 10 plus individual Connect cards filled out weekly since our September launch.
We've piloted 2 sanctuary circles on the west and east sides of our city that allowed us to work out the kinks for our winter 2024 circles lunch. We anticipate going from 1 circle in January 2023 to 5 plus circles in January 2024.
Our work in the areas of mercy and justice has been intentionally expansive despite our limited resources financially and numerically. Over the past year, we have formed, developed, and began strategic partnerships with 8 organizations across the city in these 5 key areas of engagement: education, vulnerable families, homeless and houseless care, city and global witness, and truth and reconciliation. These are the areas from which next year's stories will come. We are becoming a church that, in the words of the late John Wimber, does the stuff.
Finally, we are amazed and humbled by the ways that many who call our church home have found us. Instagram advertisement, direct mailers, podcasts, books, and more. In addition, we have seen streams and subscribers on our Sanctuary Gathering podcast and our YouTube channel increase. We are in awe of the influence that God is already giving to our new church beyond our city limits. And we intend to steward that well for as long as God allows. Many who have visited from out of town or out of the country have commented on the wonderful culture of hospitality, intentionality, and warmth that they have experienced as they walk through our church doors. What a testament to your grace and kindness.
And it is an absolute joy and honor to partner with you in faithfully serving Jesus' church. And we mustn't forget that. This is Jesus' church. We are doing our part in being faithful, showing up, and praying expectantly for God to move. Jesus is doing his part by building his church week by week. And in the spring of 2022, we felt the Holy Spirit beginning to prepare us for something new. And less than 2 years later, we have seen the Lord move in our community in astonishing and humbling ways. So many stories that we can never write ourselves. And we are so grateful to serve the Lord and his church throughout it all. And it makes me think of the verse that rose to the surface when we began this church planning journey, from Exodus 15, verse 17. You will bring them in and plant them on the mountain of your inheritance, the place, Lord, you made for your dwelling, the sanctuary, Lord, your hands established. And let it be so.
We are so grateful for your financial partnership in 2023. Thanks to you and the faithfulness of God, We saw the gospel of Jesus preached and expanded both in Indianapolis and around the world. A multitude of people have been selflessly served because of you. We are blown away by your generosity and continue to thank God for you.
And if you would like to continue financially partnering with the sanctuary, you can give online. If you have any questions about our annual report, please contact us because we'd love to chat with you. Church, it's been an unbelievable year full of so much good, and we're excited and expectant for what's to come in Indianapolis as it is in heaven.